Hello guys, I'm gonna be teaching you here now a very useful tip for Blender. So sometimes you want to scatter a tree or put a tree in a planter, and normally the surface is flat there and you want to have some volume. I'm gonna show you how to do that with using the dynamic paint in Blender, which is very useful, can be very useful, and it's gonna be very quick tutorial. Look at that. Here I have a little rock, here I have a tree, right? I'm gonna just create just for the sake of creating the planter, I'm gonna create a circle, right? This circle I'm gonna duplicate that. This one I'm gonna go to edit mode, right? I will press F3 looking for grid fill, or press Ctrl F and then you press grid fill. Now it fills the entire thing with quad geometry, and then you go here on your modify, apply subdivision surface. So I want this to be more subdivided, right? I take this guy, I just press, instead of grid fill I press F, fill, right? Press E, let's extrude that, and then we can go here, delete this face, right? Put this move, bring it up, and we use maybe a solidify just to give it some depth to it, right? We go here, auto smooth, right? Awesome. Maybe to get a little bit more detail, we apply bevel modifier, right? With this bevel we kind of chamfer the edge a bit, but we choose for the angle, so we don't chamfer this area, just this area. We apply some segments, right, to it, some segments. Let's try let's try the new bevel modifier, the new bevel custom profile, so we can maybe create something kind of cool with it. No, I don't know. It's the first time I try these two. I would just want to create some custom bevel profile. Interesting. Okay, I didn't create anything that fancy, so I don't know how to use that, but I'm just trying. I'm just trying to create something here, which is a kind of cool, right? It's a cool way of create the profile of a bevel. This is interesting. I like it. Okay, cool. That's not the tutorial. I was just moving away from the topic. Okay, now we have our planter. We have our base landscape, which will be inside the planter. Let's put this a bit more. Let's solidify a bit more this, something like this, right? All right. Now we have a couple texture here. We have a texture here, and I'm gonna apply this texture into this material. So select this, and select this for the last. Press Ctrl L, and then you apply material. So this material is applied here. It's not gonna be showing here because the setup of this material is for object. So this means that you will see this just in the render. You see this just in cycles in the render, right? Here we go. Alright, or maybe if you go for the workbench, so you can see these here on the viewport, right? But not a big deal. I rather to be more faster. Okay, so we have these guys. Let's put the wireframe so we can see what is going on, right? And then we go here, this guy, into this, which is a physics. We apply dynamic paint, right? And then we create a canvas. A canvas in dynamic paint is what's gonna receive the effect of a brush. A brush in dynamic paint. I'm gonna show you what's gonna be a brush. A brush is gonna be a cube that I'm gonna create. I'm gonna create a cube here, right? And this cube is gonna be my canvas, well, my brush. So for this cube, I go here again, apply another dynamic paint. Instead of canvas, I say brush. So this is a brush. Whatever this guy is doing is affecting this canvas, right? The canvas needs a brush to be affected on. So this guy is the brush that is affecting the canvas, right? Okay, in this case, I'm gonna take this guy just for the sake of visualization. I'm gonna put this bounds. So I'm gonna see just the bound on the viewport, and for the visibility, I'm gonna remove all of it from the visibility. I don't want this guy to be visible, right? So I bring my tree here. I'll bring my tree here, let's say here, maybe, right? So I have this guy, and then I take my brush, select the tree, I take my brush, select the tree, and then I press Ctrl P. So I want to bind this into the tree, which means that whatever I move, rotate, or whatever I do with the tree, the brush will follow. It's the same as a link in 3D Max. Link on top of the screen, right? And then now I just take this guy. This guy it has a dynamic paint. I'm gonna put this as this place, right? Instead of paint, I'm gonna put this place. So you can see right away it goes down. It goes down, right? So I just change this and then put it less up, right? I'm gonna put this up, and then I have my displays going on here. So I'm gonna put the dynamic above the subdivision, so my subdivision goes after, so it's gonna be smooth. It is smoother, right? I go to the effects of a canvas again, and then I play around a bit more. So here we go, we have this guy here now. So, and doesn't matter if you change your tree, if you move your tree, it's gonna be adapted, right? Wherever you move your tree, it's gonna be adapted, unless you move away, so you lose the object's not touching the landscape anymore, right? But right now you can put your tree in any place here. If you think it's too much, maybe you can even reduce more the displays, put it less, so you have just a bit, a glance of the terrain going up because of the tree. If you want the terrain goes even more, you can scale up this guy, right, and make this goes more. So it means that the tree follows the terrain, like kind of adapt a bit more, right? And then if we go here and render out, we will see this terrain will be there. Let's just take this rock. I applied displace modifier on the rock, so wherever the rock moves, it will change the geometry, which is based on, it's something else that has nothing to do with this tutorial. So I'm gonna just scatter this rock a bit here, just to have something nicer to show. So particle system, hair, you guys have been seeing these a lot. I've been talking about these a lot, right? Nothing on these. I go to render, instead of path I go object, select this object. Now I have my object scatter here. I scale, I randomize the scale, I randomize the rotation. randomize the rotation, right? Awesome, cool. If we go to the camera, let's put it here, right? See, go here, do something like that, maybe, so we can see a bit more, right? Let's render this out and see how it looks like. Let's render this out. And voila. Let's see how it's gonna be. Here we go. Seems interesting. The result seems interesting. I just don't have patience for those kind of renders, so I just want to render fast, quick. Give me quick render, Blender. Okay, I'm gonna see now. It's much faster. Much faster. Here we go. Here we go. Go. Nice. So you can scatter a grass on that plane. You can scatter whatever you want, and it will follow the up that goes following the root of the tree. This normally happens on reality, right? So this makes all the little details that make a scene more realistic at the end of the day, you know. And you see, if you have something else, something better like grass or something, scattering that, you can even use dynamic paint to create a kind of nice transition between the root and the ground. But this is another thing, right? I think it's very satisfactory. Yeah, I think so. Right, so the denoise is applied. Okay, here we go. We have a tree. We have some volume here. The particle looks shit, but doesn't matter. It's better than nothing, eh? Okay? I hope you enjoyed. See you soon.